ultimately getting arrested in Clay County. Fargo police say that the original pursuit started at 5:15 Sunday night in the 2100 block of Main Avenue, but then officers stopped pursuing once that vehicle crossed over state lines. Police have now confirmed to Valley News Live one person was arrested after crashing the U-Haul. The Moorhead Police Department and the Clay County Sheriff's Office assisted in that arrest. Be sure to stay with Valley News Live throughout the day as we follow this developing story. 6:52, time now for a look at our storm team forecast. It's a first alert weather day and the flakes are flying, Lisa.
They sure are on this first of several first alert weather days. Today we're talking about a clipper moving through, bringing those scattered snow showers and eventually some wind as well on the backside of this low that'll be moving through. So right now this is what we've got going on. We've had a couple of rounds work their way through. Grand Forks reporting more than 3 inches of snow, and in Fargo we're likely picking up a decent amount too. You can report your snow totals to us. Head to our Facebook page. You can see some snow making its way more into parts of Lakes Country now, though Fargo Moorhead's still in the thick of things. And then up by the Devil's Lake Basin as well, some snow that's looking a little more substantial, stretching down toward Jamestown. Eventually the snow will be ending for Fargo for a time before that next bout moves through. And we'll just see these off and on chances, bringing down our visibility. You can see a plow going through along I-94 and University, but our visibility is way down in this view here. And snow on the road continues as the snowfall continues in Fargo. We're at 15 degrees right now. Wind is not that strong yet. It's out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour, so it feels a little more like 6 degrees right now. And today we'll see our temperatures rise initially with daytime heating and that chance for some snow off and on through the day. There might be a couple of hours coming up here where we get a break, and then we see more snow into midday. This is for Fargo. Might be a little different where you are, and you can check the details on your forecast on the Valley News Live weather app. And then into the afternoon, look what's happening here. We're seeing wind from the south and then suddenly a switch to the northwest. And look at those wind speeds getting into the 20s by this afternoon and evening. And that's your sustained wind. Gusts will be higher than that, 30 to 40 miles per hour. And then we have all this fresh snow. So there's going to be blowing and drifting snow going on for the evening drive. And in addition to that, notice our temperatures are sliding through the afternoon as that colder air moves in. So not an ideal day today. Eventually the wind eases up late tonight. We've got colder air taking over. And we're not done yet. Tuesday, a quick clipper moves through, especially in the afternoon and evening. And then the bigger storm system, that Colorado low we've been warning you about, lifts in from the south Wednesday night and into Thursday with significant amounts of snow possible for those of us, especially in the south. And more details on that to come as it gets closer. But again, we got to get you out the door today. It's going to be tough out there on the roads. Hopefully you've given yourself some extra time to get to where you need to be here this morning.
Yeah, the big reminder, today is day 1 of 3, as you mentioned, first alert weather day. So we're really in for a wintry mix this week. Wow. Thank you for the update, Lisa. All right, as we know, continuing this conversation, this will be impacting your morning commute. We're jumping out now for a live look at the roadways with our very own Nashay Taylor. Where are you, Nashay, and how are roads shaping up so far?
Good morning, Ashlyn. Right now I'm in Moorhead. The roads out in town are shaping up to be a little bit trickier than versus what's on the actual highways. For example, like I-29 and 94. You know, those plows have been out on the highways trying to get those areas cleaned, but I think it's a little more time that it's going to take to get to the roads in town. It looks like plows may have passed by once, but it's been snowing all morning, so all of that has already been covered. And also, as Lisa mentioned, the visibility is way down. Like even in town with the lights and everything on, it's still kind of hard to see it a bit ahead in your distance. So folks definitely want to make sure they're taking their time, and definitely take your time when you are driving in town. Just because the snow is on the ground, it'll make it much more difficult for you to slow down and stop once you come to a red light. So you want to make sure you're keeping your distance and braking ahead of time before you get there, so that you don't go slipping and sliding, either to crash into someone else or slip and slide through that intersection. So folks, please use caution this morning. Reporting live in Moorhead, Nashay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, and as we can see, that snow still continuing. She has her windshield wipers on there so she can see the roadways there too. It looks like it's hard to decipher each lane from one another too. So be mindful of that as you head out the door. Thank you so much for that live look this morning, Nashay. We'll continue to check in through our 7 a.m. hour as well. In the meantime, stay safe. A vehicle carrying a camper was badly damaged after catching fire. The video you're taking a look at on your screen was taken by a Valley News Live viewer. Whoa, look at that black smoke billowing out of that camper. You see folks standing on the side of the roadway there too. It was submitted, this video here, by a Valley News Live viewer. It took place along I-94. This was near the Alexandria area at milepost 81. We're still waiting for more details from the Minnesota Highway Patrol. It's unknown at this time if anyone was injured. Incredible video there. Whoa. Actor and comedian Richard Belzer has passed away. The 78-year-old reportedly was dealing with several health issues at the time of his passing. Belzer began as a stand-up comedian in the 1970s before venturing into roles in film and on television. His film debut was in 1974 in the comedy Groove Tube, but he may be best remembered as the cynical but reliable detective John Munch on the TV show Homicide: Life on the Street, and then a lot of folks knew him later from Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Lawmakers have advanced a bill that would pay more for school lunches. House Bill 1491 would dedicate $6 million of state funding over the next 2 school years to provide lunches for low-income families. That includes any family whose income is double the federal poverty level.
There's a lot of need out there, and this is an easy way for us to help children in our state.
The version of the bill that passed is significantly less than what was first introduced, though, as lawmakers originally asked for almost $90 million to provide free lunches to all K-12 students. Next, the bill goes to the Senate. One of the nation's largest food safety sanitation service providers now paying $1.5 million in penalties after the U.S. Department of Labor found the company employed over 100 children from the ages 13 to 17 and allegedly put them in hazardous conditions and also had them working overnight shifts, some of which were in Minnesota. The $1.5 million penalty is the result of the investigation into Packer Sanitation Services Incorporated Limited. An investigation found that children were working with hazardous chemicals and cleaning meat processing equipment, including back saws, brisket saws, and head splitters. Children that were affected in Minnesota worked at the Turkey Valley Farms in Marshall, Minnesota, as well as Buckhead Meat of Minnesota in St. Cloud. The tax on feminine hygiene products for women, dubbed the pink tax, will stay in place after a state House decision. Representatives voted down House Bill 1282, which would have exempted products like tampons and sanitary napkins from having to deal with sales tax.
While the committee appreciated the informational testimony from the bill sponsor and the supporters, it did land on a do not pass recommendation.
That does it for us here on the Valley Today. Take care.